Yes, Khan Muskan. And we were explaining regarding pauper labor argument. Very good morning. And what is pauper labor argument? I told you that India mein labor is very costly. India mein labor is very cheap, and US mein labor is very costly. So suppose that US is purchasing the product made from India. What will happen is the labor cost is very cheap here, and the product will be cheap in US. As a result, the laborers of US, they will become unemployed. Okay, that laborer will become pauper. That is known as pauper labor argument. That labor becomes pauper ka meaning kya hai, children? Pauper, I told you, they will become jobless. They will not have any money. That stage is known as pauper labor argument. Okay. So if the industrially advanced countries allow free import from low labor cost economies, ये देखो, इंडिया से फ्री इम्पोर्ट अलाउ करने पर क्या होगा? वो लोगों का डोमेस्टिक लेबरर will become unemployed. If they allow the labor from India, if they allow the import of products or labor from India, that labor will become so the laborer will become, if they are using the laborer from India, I already told you, their labor will become unemployed. So they will not go for import of the goods because every country wants to protect their own labor. I hope you are understanding. So by importing tariff and quota on import from countries with low labor cost, they developed nation tried to prevent high-wage domestic laborer from losing their livelihood. There are 2 points you have to see that if they use Indian product, high-wage laborer will lose the livelihood. High-wage laborer kidhar gaye? High-wage laborer are available in US. Their employment will be lost and their livelihood will become lost. Livelihood means income. So their standard of living will be poor. There are 3 points. Point number 1, their domestic wage labor will suffer. Okay, because they will not get the job. Their livelihood will be lost. And third is their standard of living will become less. These are the pauper labor argument. I hope you are understanding. Now another is anti-dumping. Anti-dumping to aap suna hoga. What is dumping? Very clearly diya hai, dekho. Dumping is the act of selling the goods. HCY cancel karo. Cheap in foreign market in order to get the market access and to destroy the competition. Simple example bolte hai dumping ka. We say that China dump the goods in Indian market. Why? How do we say that China is dumping the goods in Indian market? They are selling the goods at cheaper rate. Okay, Indian battery is costing 15 rupees, Chinese battery is costing 4 rupees. Api dekho. So China is dumping the goods into India. What type of goods they are dumping? They are dumping the cheap goods. Comparatively cost kam hua product India mein they are dumping. Uske बाद why they are doing so? In order to get the market access. एक बार country में आने के लिए product का price कम करके they are selling. But मालूम है, this is totally destroying the competition because the dumped products are always cheaper. So people prefer that product. So their competition होता ही नहीं है. So in order to enter the market, they are dumping. So either the products are very cheap, low quality, okay, and this will affect what will happen? This will affect the domestic industry because domestic industry को इतना rate में sell ही नहीं कर सकता है. So domestic industry dumping के सामने बंद पड़ेगा. Okay, the countries that have cost advantage dump the goods in high cost market. This will adversely affect the domestic producers and the labor. So dumping का सबसे बड़ा problem is domestic production will be affected and the labor will also be affected. In order to protect the domestic industry and the workers, tariffs are, in order to protect the domestic industry and the worker, tariff are imposed on import. So government kaisa protect karte hai? Government is protecting the domestic labor, domestic laborers by so in order to stop dumping, what the producer is doing, what the countries are doing, countries will impose heavy tariff. So many times I told you custom duty. High custom duty impose karne par, naturally dumped goods will become costly. So people, domestic people will not buy the dumped product. Okay, आपका class में बच्चे लोग इतना कम है, I'm not even able to understand what is happening. So tell me what is dumping? What is the first feature of dumping? Dumping means cheap products are dumped into the country by the foreigners. Okay, why they are dumping cheap products? They are dumping the cheap product in the company, in the country because here they know that there is a lot of demand. उसके वजह से अब अपना country का cheap product को इधर dump करेगा. So how can we stop it? That is the question. We can stop it only by putting high import duty. ज़्यादा import duty डालने पर, the product will become costly. So people will not buy the product. So dumping का मतलब क्या है? उधर का goods, okay, they are dumped into our country and quality is also poor. पैसा कम में करके लोग उसके पीछे जाता है. Okay, this is dumping. Now comes strategic argument. What is strategic argument? Strategy means what, children? Strategic means important from national security point of view. Important from national security point of view. Certain industries are strategic importance to the nation, either in terms of economic and social development or in terms of defense. Hey, dekho, this is the main thing. Certain industries are very, very important due to three reasons. One, economic reason. Second, social reason. Third, defense. ये तीनों का item we should not allow to be imported. Three things are there which should not be imported. Okay, what are the conditions? If it is affecting economic, social and defense. ये तीनों को affect करने वाला item को import करना नहीं चाहिए. For example, mineral, metal, oil, agriculture. ये देखो. Minerals, we have to be careful. Metals, oil, all these things we have to protect. So what is important is, so these are very, very strategically important to the country. Those who believe in protection argue that such industries are extremely important to nation. Dekho. These industries are extremely important to the nation, so they need to be protected from foreign competition. So ये industry के सामने हम दूसरा import करना allow नहीं करना चाहिए. In case allow करने पर भी only government should import. That is the reason government is not allowing any private to import petroleum and all that. Government is directly managing that because these are strategically very important. So defense private को देता भी नहीं है. Purchasing the guns, purchasing the submarines, all these things for defense, government directly do because they know that if it is given to the private, it is very risky. So it will be totally foreign competition will not be allowed. What will the government do? They will introduce tariff and non-tariff barrier. This is the 10th time I am repeating. Tariff means custom duty, non-tariff means quota. Take down the point. The last point is self-sufficiency. What is self-sufficiency? What is the biggest advantage of protection children? Country will be self-sufficient. हम अपने पैर पर गड़ा रहेगा. If there is free trade, I told you we will be too much depending upon the other countries. That is not required. Here the country will be self-sufficient. One of the strong arguments in favor of protection, which was popular after the Second World War, is countries need to be self-sufficient. Okay, and not depend on other countries for their needs. This is very important. Country should be self-sufficient. What do you mean by self-sufficient, children? हम अपने पैर पर खड़ा रहेगा. Okay, they will not be depending on other countries. Now we are discussing arguments against protection. So far क्या discuss किया? Arguments in favor of protection. देखो. Now we are going to discuss arguments against protection. Okay. First one, inefficiency of resource allocation. Okay. What do you mean by inefficiency of resource allocation? Protection का सबसे defect ये है कि resource allocate करने का time nobody is bothering about the efficiency. मतलब इंडिया को क्या प्रोड्यूस करना चाहिए, कितना क्वांटिटी करना चाहिए. There is no question of there is finding out the requirement, because government will impose the custom duty, automatically imports will be reduced. ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए. Imposition of tariff and quota will result in the loss of allocative efficiency. Children, be careful here. Government import को control करने के लिए क्या करेगा? Tariff and quota इंट्रोड्यूस करेगा. टैरिफ एंड कोटा इंट्रोड्यूस करने पर इसका प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि there will be loss of allocative efficiency. अब resources को जैसा allocate करता है, वो allocation में कोई भी efficiency होगा, efficiency नहीं होगा, because goods are not imported, goods are not allowed to be imported, so competition होता ही नहीं है. This is also one of the area in which government has suffered. Okay, what is happening is okay, government did not allow any import of goods and services. Because of that, what is happening? We were using only the domestic goods. And we know that we are not so become competitive. Okay, the producers who are protected by the government from foreign competition, do not have the incentive to reduce the cost and innovate. A point is the most important point. Government इतना जबरदस्त domestic industry को protect करता है, automatically what is happening, domestic industry को cost कम करने का incentive भी नहीं है, नया नया item find out करने का भी incentive नहीं है. What is the reason? They know that they are protected by the government, over protected. So when you are over protecting the industry, what will happen? Industry will become less competitive and they will not be compete with the rest of the world. Please understand, this is the main drawback what we suffered. When you are, they will become less competitive and they will not be able to compete with rest of the world. Okay, so long run mein, what is happening is, this is taking the things in a very bad manner. You can imagine also, no, why we were explaining that case. World ka the best innovations, inventions always take place in US. Now it is taking place in China too. Okay, earlier days. Neither Germany. Why? Because they were allowing competition. Competition hona hi padega. Why? When there is competition, let it be domestic or foreign funds, what will happen? Udhar say, when the competition is there, automatically the quality will improve. Because producers are afraid, हम बराबर sell नहीं करने पर लोग foreign का goods लेगा. India में ऐसा तो fear ही नहीं था. इसलिए we were forced to buy the normal goods. So now that has changed. अभी तो मालूम है आपको it changed. But in the beginning, ma'am, it was not like that. Indian industry were overprotected. You take your own case. If you are overprotected, what will happen, children? Your efficiency will be reduced. Please remember. Okay. Your efficiency will be reduced if you are overprotected. Then protection to undeserving industry. This is another $1 million question. किसको protection देगा, कितना देने का? Sometimes protection is given on political ground. मेरा पार्टी का पर्सन है, मेरा पार्टी को इससे काम का है, इसलिए हमें इंडस्ट्री को प्रोटेक्ट करेगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि this industry require protection. Okay. So infant industry argument is theoretically logical. In reality, the policy has been used to protect inefficient industry. This is the word, underline karo. Inefficient industry ko protect karega. Why do we say inefficient industry? The industry which cannot compete in the foreign market. Usko government itna protection dega because wo कोई मिनिस्टर को पहचानता है, नहीं तो कोई पार्टी को पहचानता है, उसके लिए काम करता है, इसलिए हम वो इंडस्ट्री को प्रोटेक्ट करेगा. This is not good. Please remember. So what is happening is, whenever you are protecting the industry, you should always protect the efficient ones. We should not protect the inefficient one. Once the protection is given, it is difficult to decide which new industry is this word. Require protection from foreign competition. Second is how long. I hope you can see the word. Two challenging job. Children, tell me you have to write. Which are the two challenging jobs before the government? There are two challenging jobs before the government. One is, which is the industry which require protection. Second is how long the protection should be given. Because once the protection is given, it is very difficult to withdraw. I told no, मम्मी सब कुछ हाथ में करके देता है, बाद में वो एक बार विड्रॉ कर दिया, अपने आप कमाओ, अपने आप मैनेज करो, ऐसा बोलने पर you find it very difficult because you know that you are not habituated to that. Similar story is with this protection also, because once the protection is withdrawn, it becomes a political issue. Let us take example. The best example is subsidy. Government is giving subsidy. Government is giving subsidy to mini industry. ये सब्सिडी लेकर लेकर आदत हो गया कम कॉस्ट में प्रोड्यूस करना. Subsidy withdraw कर दिया, what will happen? The cost will increase. That the producer doesn't want. They always want to enjoy the benefit of the government. So protection used to undeserving industry. What is the meaning? जो इंडस्ट्री डिजर्विंग ही नहीं है उसको प्रोटेक्शन मिल जाएगा. ओके, Lego, is it clear or not? Thank you. हाँ, कल का वीडियो अपलोड नहीं किया because बीच में it was not proper ना, there was somebody has come and all that issues. That's why I did not upload. Today I will upload it so that you will get the full one. Unemployment in the export sector है देखो. Unemployment argument for protection seems to be very strong one. ये देखो, this is a very strong argument. Okay, but in practice, let us see what is happening. Exports are used to earn foreign exchange. It is used to pay for import. Generally, why do we export goods, children? We are exporting goods because we will get foreign dollar. When we get the foreign dollar, we can utilize it for paying the import. We can utilize it for paying the import. Okay. But when the imports are restricted through tariff and quota, they are expected to increase demand for domestic goods. ये क्या लिखा है देखो. Government is imposing tariff and quota. Government क्यों tariff and quota impose करता है? So that import will become less. When import कम होने पर क्या होना चाहिए? Demand for domestic goods and services should increase, and this should increase the employment. Okay, but when the imports are restricted, export will be reduced as other nations will put similar barrier. Okay, and here there is a word unemployment in the export sector. मैं वही वो word कौन सा दवाई देखता था. Unemployment in the export sector. एक word add करना पड़ेगा. What did you understand? Unemployment in the export sector. लिखो. First point is what? Government is trying to reduce the import. Point number one. Second point is how they are reducing the import. They are reducing the import by tariff and quota. Okay. Point number three, demand for domestic goods and service should increase because import ka price zyada hai. The demand for goods and services should decrease. So when the export is decreasing, what will happen? Import will decrease. Similarly, export will also decrease. Because import करने के लिए नहीं है. Naturally, जो country हमसे खरीदता है वो खरीदेगा भी नहीं. So export will also be reduced, import will also be reduced. When the export is reduced, what will happen? Unemployment will increase. Okay. Kidhar ka unemployment? Domestic unemployment will increase. Tell me, just write the flow of the things. What is the first flow, children? Government is reducing the import. How they are reducing the import? By increasing the tariff and duties. Okay. So when the imports are reduced, what will happen? This is supposed to increase the demand for export goods because government has put a control. So the demand for domestic goods should increase. But प्रॉब्लम इज जब आप चाइना का इंपोर्ट कंट्रोल करता है, चाइना तो इतना इंटेलिजेंट है, अब आपके पहला चाइना आपका इंपोर्ट बंद करेगा, प्लस हमारा एक्सपोर्ट टू चाइना विल आल्सो बी रिड्यूस्ड because international trade is depending upon mutual understanding. That is what is international trade. So in international trade, what is happening is totally there will be, we are stopping the import from other countries. Naturally, other country will stop the export from our nation. So this will be reducing the production of goods for export. Production कम होने पर labor कम होगा, unemployment will be more. But in the export sector, please remember. Then आपने देखा कि diversification is one of the biggest argument for protection. India will be producing 99 articles out of 100, so that we will become diversified. Diversification ka meaning I told you, we will produce different goods. They say that when there is diversification, एक ही disadvantage है diversification. Disadvantage क्या है children? There is no question of specialization. This is the problem of diversification. Specialization नहीं होगा. Why specialization नहीं होगा? Because we are everything. आपने सुना है jack of all is the master of none. इन्हें सब कुछ प्रोड्यूस करने पर स्पेशल आइटम है करके कुछ है नहीं. इसलिए अभी भी इंडिया is not enjoying that many patents as US people are enjoying. Chinese people are enjoying. Patent कैसा होगा? You should be specialist. एक दिन एक ही आइटम प्रोड्यूस करने सालों पर बैठने पर that person will become expert. Okay, but diversification means we are producing every goods. That is the difference. One of the argument in favor of protection is it encourages countries to diversify. हमने देखा. However, this is not all the countries possess natural, human, and financial capital to bring about large-scale diversification of their industry. देखो, diversification लाना theoretically बहुत बड़ा लंबा चौड़ा दिखा, लेकिन हर कंट्री के पास नेचुरल, ह्यूमन, इकोनॉमिक, सोशल रिसोर्सेस होना तो चाहिए. सेल्फ सफिशिएंट होने के लिए आपके पास बहुत सारा पैसा होना चाहिए. अदरवाइज क्या होगा? Domestically we cannot produce everything, neither we will be able to improve our quality. I told you yesterday, labor is the main item of export of any product. But India में एक ही issue of labor is what? Wages are high. Okay, because we are not specialized. When there is a specialization, the price will automatically come down. Please remember, even if they produce those goods which they do not have comparative advantage, they will do it at a higher cost and inefficiency. ये point देखो, आप सब कुछ आइटम प्रोड्यूस करने पर उधर क्या होगा? Cost will be high and you will be inefficient. हम देखते हैं so many cases में we are not efficient. Produce करने का करके we are producing. So that is the reason even today MNCs are ruling the country. हमारा प्रोडक्ट एकदम क्वालिटी का होने पर हम सैमसंग, एलजी नहीं तो सोनी का प्रोडक्ट के पीछे नहीं जाएगा. Here we are going because competition made them realize that there will be protection, there will be a lot of issues. Okay. you are producing the goods, but the problem is उसके ऊपर आपको कुछ cost advantage नहीं है, then the cost will be high. Cost is high means you are inefficient. Nobody will buy the product. Domestically भी कोई नहीं खरीदेगा, बाहर भी कोई नहीं खरीदेगा. So what is important is आपके लिए देखना पड़ेगा इसका cost कितना है, इसका efficiency कितना है, ये सब देखना पड़ेगा. Okay? Yes.